is the focal point of all of history. What? These people at Yale and Harvard, that's a little heretical. They wanted to look at history in terms of progressive things and Marxism. So I had to realign myself. How can I get through history? Would I have to sacrifice it? Well, I'm glad I got out of there. In one way, I came down here. Maybe I could find a sympathetic doctoral advisor, which I did. A brilliant man in chemistry. He was actually set up the Polaris missile, and he took me on. And so I finished a doctorate writing the history of a black college, Voorhees College. It's still there down in the library, 180 pages, whatever. But that was an eye-opener, because I knew people who knew Evelyn Wright. Imagine starting Voorhees College at the age of 28. She died at 30. So my introduction then, I started to think of, well, there's a lot of work to be done in the prison. There's a lot of things you could do in speaking and writing. And I thought sometimes the church is a little slow around here. A little slow, well, but I had to stay in church. My mother and father said, you stay in the church, you'll memorize the Ten Commandments, the Apostles' Creed, the Athanasian Creed, the Nicene Creed, and you know how to think. You know how to make good choices. Well, that's where I used to teach the students. Thousands of students would always end my class, Pastor. Give thanks. Say it with me. Give thanks. Say it. Give thanks. Share the bread.
Share the bread.
Spread the word of peace.
Spread the word of peace.
Now all of you say it with me. Give
thanks.
Okay.
Share the
Share the
bread.
bread.
Spread the word of peace.
Spread the word of
Can you
peace.
imagine thousands of students at Voorhees College down here in Denmark and at Allen used to say those words, so it was using language. You got to use good language. But if I say, or you say, you're a liar, you're violating the 8th commandment. Do you understand that, Mr. Trump? I hope this goes out. I hope you hear this message. If you call it heresy, maybe I say it's heresy when you disagree with the Pope. There are a lot of people who respect the Pope. Well, I respect you and the Pope. But I'm telling you, Mr. Trump, I hope you get this. That you cannot lead people by abusive language and attitudes. You cannot shut off people who want to come to this country. I'm a son of a German heritage. I still speak a little German. Not enough to give a lecture, but enough to get by. We are built up on immigration in this country. We need to understand when you see another man or another woman, Mr. Trump, I have as much education more than you, although I don't have your money. And I hope you're getting this. I hope it's on TV. I'm willing to debate you on somebody's assumption. I think a wealthy person, Mr. Trump, is someone who helps another brother or sister. When you see a woman, she's a sister of Jesus Christ. If you see a man, whether black, white, or whatever, that's a brother. It's sister of Jesus Christ. Now, I've gotten into scrapes. We all get into certain scrapes as we grow up. Even Ms. Clinton said that they pushed the young lady away, but it's hard for me to imagine. Well, she did say that. So we live in a TV-dominated age. You know, little gods, Mr. Trump, little gods can dominate our lives. The most important thing is not to gain wealth, Mr. Trump. The most important thing is not to gain influence, although when you're a politician, you can sell your soul, like to Mephistopheles, if you gain the whole world. What is it, Mr. Trump, if you gain the whole world and lose your own soul? I'm your friend by telling you that. I hope your people will tell you that.
All
You
right.
have amazing gifts, Mr. Trump. I went out to hear you in Lexington County. I'd love to debate with you. You have enough courage to invite me. And I talk about the issues. How do you leave a living legacy? I tell you what it is. Work with African American people. Are you listening? 50 years of my life working with African American people. Now and then I didn't get a check. Fortunately, my wife always earned more money than I did. Never made me jealous. The computer world, all right? But you can learn things, great many things, with people who are suffering. Do you know the real issues of history have to do with suffering? Do you know that? I've traveled by the grace of God 30 times in the world, not because I'm better than anyone else, but I'm privileged to see people who don't have enough water. We're polluting our own rivers here. That's wrong. Do you know what happened to Flint, Michigan? How many of you know what happened? Raise your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It was awful. That's environmental racism. I have a doctor here. Do you agree with that, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
Now, what's wrong with ignoring people? You don't ignore people if they're brothers and sisters. So the governor there was not really a governor. Leadership is lifting the veil away. Lifting the veil away so we can truly be brothers and sisters. So indeed, it's a pleasure. I don't know if I've ever met anyone like Jerneil Noble. We're friends now, and hopefully we may disagree, and that's okay too. Real friends have the liberty to disagree.
That's right.
And Rosemary, give me your last name.
Jones.
Rosemary Jones, 103 years old. I'm telling you, this woman should be nominated for her Pulitzer Prize. Governor Haley, well, I've known you since 1962 when you were born. I came to Voorhees, your father was teaching you, a great man. He gave you your vision to become the governor. And if you become vice president, I want you to go visit Voorhees College. Governor Haley, ma'am, I'm telling you, you had all these opportunities to travel, to go to Clemson. You need to lift up people down in Denmark and Bamberg. That's a poor rural community. Governor, I'm respecting you, but I knew your dad. I knew him at Voorhees College, and I knew when you came into the world. And God has blessed you with all these opportunities, Governor. Now, Mr. Trump, I would like to invite you back to this state again. Deal with the issues of the jails. Deal with the issues of the roads. Deal with per capita income. You say you employ thousands of people. Well, speak with honesty, and it's good to confess. It's good to say, I am a sinner, okay? But you better mean it. You don't want to mock the Lord. If you, Simon used to say peccator. I don't want to show off any Latin. I don't know that much about it. But it means that we're saints and we're sinners. We stumble into that every day. So we need help from other people to see the truth, so we can get out of the ditch. But if we see someone in the ditch, Mr. Trump, Governor Haley, and all my friends who may be looking at this, we need to help them. I've been helped by many people. Sure, my salary could have been higher, but I was helped by African American people to see perspectives. All right, I paid my $10, by the way, for this food this afternoon. I think she's right to charge me $10 because it was so good. At any rate, my wife said, you only talk 10 minutes because otherwise you'll talk just like a preacher over talks. But I'm telling you, I'm moved by having maybe a little over a dozen people. But if the message goes out, Dr. Janelle and you and Rosemary should both be given honorary doctorates by Allen University. And Reverend, give me your name, Louisa. All three ladies, what a trio. What a formidable trio of women. You can change the world, and yet you're women of compassion and women of distinctive courtesies. And I think that's what really does change women. We have neglected that. So we can do better there. We don't have to send all these people to jail. They need to shape up, yes. But we need to have standards. When you teach history, teach the way I'm teaching, by the grace of God. Tell a story. Tell a story that there's pain in the world. Lift up some of the people who are wounded. You have human trafficking that's going on in this world. Awful. And it's right here in Colombia. Human trafficking is misusing the bodies and minds and spirits of young people. It ought to be stopped, Governor Haley, Mr. Trump. I've never heard you speak about that. I'm coming to an end now, and I probably have said too much. But since this is a forgiving community, you have no choice but to forgive me. Thank you very much.
All right.